Welcome. In the high-stakes world of commercial real estate, gut feelings and handshakes used to be king. But that era, it's pretty much over. Today, we're diving into how technology isn't just changing the game, it is completely rewriting the rulebook for survival and success. And it's a fair question to ask, right? With property values and rental rates making these sharp, unpredictable swings, it can definitely feel that way. The old playbooks just don't work anymore. So how are you supposed to navigate a market that feels like a total gamble? Well, the key isn't to guess better, it's to see clearer. And that clarity comes from one place: data. So here's our game plan. We'll start with the unpredictable new reality everyone's facing. Then we'll track the evolution of prop tech. From there, we'll get into how data is predicting the future, why green buildings are the new gold standard, and finally, we'll take a peek at what's just around the corner. Okay, so let's set the stage. We're in a time of serious volatility, where that old school market intuition just can't keep up. It feels like the ground is shifting under everyone's feet, and really the only way to find solid footing is with a whole new approach. And this really captures the core shift perfectly. For today's industry leaders, tech isn't just some helpful tool they use on the side. It is the absolute foundational architecture of their entire strategy. They're literally building their operations around these sophisticated prop tech ecosystems to handle the uncertainty and, of course, secure their investment. Now, this didn't just happen overnight, not at all. The technology that's defining the market today is actually the result of a pretty fascinating evolution. So let's take a quick look back and see how we got here, stage by stage. It really all started with the pioneers, the ones who created the first digital solutions to bring some order to a messy industry. Then came the aggregators, and you can think of these as the online portals that completely changed how we search for and review properties. And that brings us right to today, the interconnected era, where smart hardware and software are all seamlessly integrated, allowing for an incredibly deep level of data analysis. And this brings us to the real dominant force in commercial real estate today: predictive analytics. This is where the magic happens, turning what feels like market chaos into a series of calculated, strategic moves. It's all about replacing speculation with solid evidence. So, what are we actually talking about here? Well, to put it simply, predictive analytics uses massive amounts of data to forecast what the market's going to do next. This allows operators to streamline everything from pricing all the way to accurately predicting potential returns. It's kind of like having a financial crystal ball, except instead of magic, it's powered by cold, hard data. The process itself is super powerful, but also pretty straightforward. First, the system just gathers an enormous amount of data. And we're not just talking property specs, but things like foot traffic patterns, local zoning changes, even social media sentiment and demographic shifts. Next, the AI gets to work, identifying these hidden patterns and trends that no human ever could. And finally, it spits out a forecast, predicting market shifts and helping assess whether a potential acquisition is a brilliant move or a really risky bet. I mean, the strategic advantages here are just immense. Think about it. You can actually peer into the future and anticipate demand before it even shows up. You can pinpoint the exact right moment to buy or sell. You can scrutinize an existing investment's potential right down to the last dollar. And ultimately, you can shield your entire portfolio from unnecessary risk. Every single major decision is now backed by evidence, which minimizes the gambles and maximizes those returns. Now, beyond just pure financial prediction, technology is fueling another massive shift. And this isn't just about being green for the planet's sake, it's about being green for the balance sheet. This is where sustainability really meets profitability. This comparison really says it all, doesn't it? A traditional building has high static energy use, but a tech-enabled green building, it uses AI to optimize energy, which directly lowers operating costs. It also easily meets all those rising environmental, social, and governance, or ESG standards. And that is so crucial because modern investors and tenants are demanding ethical and sustainable practices. And the kicker? Thanks to green certifications, its market value actually goes up. It's a win on every single level. So, if that's what's happening now, what does the future hold? The pace of innovation is definitely not slowing down. Let's take a look at the next wave of tech that's already starting to reshape the industry as we speak. Okay, imagine this. You can walk through and plan out an entire office space before a single wall even goes up. That's exactly what VR and AR are doing right now. These immersive tools let investors and tenants visualize everything with unbelievable precision, which saves an enormous amount of time and money and speeds up those key decisions. And this is a really critical evolution. See, AI is no longer just a fortune teller. It's becoming a trusted advisor. It's moving from just predicting what's going to happen to actively prescribing actions. It can suggest specific ways to improve a building's performance and, maybe more importantly, enhance the day-to-day experience for the people inside. In a competitive market, that human touch, driven by technology, is the ultimate key to keeping tenants happy. So, to pull it all together, here's where we're headed. We're going to see smart buildings that learn and adapt all on their own. Investor demand is going to keep pushing for even more sustainable tech. Occupant satisfaction will become the #1 thing that sets a property apart. And these powerful algorithms will just keep redefining the very standards of the market. Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating final thought. As all these technologies continue to converge and evolve, from predictive AI to these self-adapting systems, we have to ask ourselves, are we heading toward a future where our buildings are so intelligent that they essentially manage themselves? It's a future that might just be closer than any of us think.